Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So yesterday we talked about Adepticon being cancelled because of course the spread of the coronavirus. It was due to, the health and safety of everyone at the event and of course your own health, because that is priority at the end of the day. No matter what type of hobby you're into or what you want to see and friends you want to meet up, your health is always going to be priority, and it was just too risky for that event to go ahead. Now from that event we were expecting a massive Warhammer preview. They've actually stated that this is the biggest Warhammer preview they've ever done, nearing 2 hours worth of reveals, actual reveals worth 2 hours, which is massive. I've been to some of these reveals before and they last around 15-20 minutes, with the rest of it filled with like Q&A. So I was expecting some massive things from this, and now of course since Adepticon was cancelled we were all asking ourselves, what does this mean now for the reveals that were going to be shown off at that event? Well, Warhammer community have addressed this now in an article, so let's jump in, let's go through it and we can have a nice little discussion. Now most of the article is dedicated towards the actual Adepticon event itself, saying basically that they agree with what actions they took, and GW themselves will continue supporting Adepticon, and they make sure they'll basically bounce back, and GW is always going to be there to help them out and stuff like that. Now about the actual Warhammer previews itself, it's actually, well, before we get into that, it says, in the meantime, we have no idea how the virus will continue to play out on the global stage and what restrictions it will put on the rest of the Warhammer events calendar this year. Because don't forget, we still have Warhammer Fest, which apparently is going to have some nice big reveals as well. And of course, Warhammer World hosts tournaments. There's so many tournaments and events there as well. So it all depends now on really what the government action is taking in the UK. We haven't really banned mass gatherings or anything like that. So it all depends on what direction they go. I personally think within the next week, 2 weeks, we will start having restrictions on mass gatherings and stuff like that. So until Corona plays out for a couple of months, it's just up in the air. But going back to the Adepticon reveals once again, they address this. Says, to kick things off, we're bringing you 2 online previews within the next 3 weeks, which is pretty big things. And so that as many of you as possibly can tune in and enjoy a first look at the future of releases and ask our studio folks that question you've always wanted to ask. We're holding them at the times you should mean that you're up and awake regardless of where you are in the world. Now the text that's used there, it says we can ask our studio folks questions you've always wanted to ask. I personally think that they're going to be doing this via Twitch now, because if it's going to be like a nice Q&A session, I think that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be sit on Twitch. Like if you tune into the Twitch channel and you're used to what goes on over there, sometimes they do have reveals over on Twitch. Not massive reveals as we're of course going to be getting, but I think this is a nice little way of spinning it round and hopefully still providing the content that we've all been looking forward to. So massive thumbs up, massive props for GW to moving this online. And I think, to be fair, when you move this online to something like a platform like Twitch, there's going to be more people that can attend it, because again, most of the countries who I'm aware of, with people basically going into lockdown, their own homes and stuff like that. So it's a nice little boost maybe for them to have this kind of content online, for them to watch, for them to view, and just to see nice and awesome new things. So the events are going to be happening on Saturday the 28th of March. The first one is going to be at 2 p.m. GMT, and the second event is going to be Saturday the 4th of April, 2 p.m. GMT. Now it does say underneath that these are going to be some of the biggest previews events we've held to date. You won't want to miss them. Now I've done videos before in the past what I expect from this. I definitely think 8.5 or 9th edition, whatever you want to call it, is going to be teased, tingled. Hopefully there's going to be a Primarch tease. Yes, I'll have to always put in there with the blur image, which is again the best / worst leak I've probably come across beside Magnus leaking from a bin. With the whole Primaris land speeders and jet bikes and stuff like that. That's what I'm on about. I think that's going to be revealed there. I think it's more or less going to be like the next stage of 40k models. Hopefully it's not just Primaris. Hopefully there's going to be more stuff being shown off, and hopefully more Xenos stuff. Of course the Psychic Awakening is coming to an end. Well, not around that time, but more or less on the back of these events. The Psychic Awakening will be coming to end, so I'm wondering what the next narrative stage or the next kind of rules books are going to be sold to us. This is why I'm thinking maybe it's going to be 8.5 9th edition to really set that next chapter up, and then maybe they can, you know, end the Psychic Awakening and move on to the next phase of like the narrative, or, you know, bring people back and all that kind of stuff that we expect in Warhammer 40,000. And of course, when I say Warhammer 40,000, I mean like everything, like Aeronautica, Titanicus, Kill Team, you know, all the big things. Hopefully, maybe, my fingers are crossed that they'll announce Battlefleet Gothic or something like that. That is one of the big skirmish games I've always hoped for. I've heard it's an amazing game, and I never really got to play. Well, I never got to play it. So, and I also love. I'm a massive fan of Void Combat. So, if that does get announced, then that will definitely be my Christmas present from them. Unless, of course, Rogue Dawn is announced, and then I'll basically be just running down the street naked in celebration, because, of course, that'll prove all my theories that, of course, Dawn lives and he never died, and all the Iron Warriors are man-children. All right, chaps, sorry, that's me done. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Again, I just want to give you this little update that it is indeed moving online. So Saturday the 28th and Saturday the 4th of April, 2 p.m. GMT. Again, please keep safe. Hopefully all your family is safe, everything that's happening in the world at the moment. I know it's complete madness, but just as long as you look after yourself and those close to you, I think we'll get through it all fine, and we'll be purging again on the tabletop in no time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. See you now, and bye-bye.